Welcome to the Scottburgh to Brighton Sea and Sand Marathon. We're just really here to say a big thank you to our sponsors, and formidably, and the biggest sponsor is big thank you goes to SPAR. SPAR in 2019 gave us 200 goodie bags, and again after we missed the year 2020 and back in 2021 we're back with SPAR, and we really want to say a huge big thank you to SPAR for the goodie bags again. You know, the goodie bags are really well filled, well stocked, and I believe the value of the stuff in the bag is up to 300 Rand per bag. So paddlers, you're really lucky, and we're really spoiled by SPAR. I'd really love SPAR to consider going forward for the next year to be our title sponsor, because of the help that they've given us and the way they've backed us through these difficult times. So a big thank you to SPAR. I'm Stan Whiting. I'm actually chairman of the Mamsentoti Water Sports Club. We're down at the Lovo River here, and we're busy doing registration for the Scottburgh to Brighton Sea and Sand Marathon. Yeah, the Scottburgh Sea and Sand Marathon has got a very old history. I think it's our 62nd year of running this event, not us as the club, or the event has been run. I'll give you a little bit of history. The event has changed a lot. It used to be life-saving only, so we used to have an SPA, Surf Proficiency Award, and only lifesavers could do event in the old days, just because of our skill and our training at that time. Canoeists weren't allowed at that point in time because they weren't competent in the ocean. You know, they were very good in the river, but not necessarily in the ocean. So in the old days, they used to have a longboard, which is about a 6-meter longboard, and those guys used to start at 6 o'clock in the morning. The single skis have always started 6:30 in the morning, and double skis have always started at 7. In the old days, the runners also started along with the single skis. They developed a running section for the marathon, on the beach marathon, where the guys would actually compete against the surf ski to see who would get back to Brighton as the winner or as the lead. And I think that was only done, well, not only once, but in the early days by a name Dudley Duck, and he beat the single skis home that particular year. And yeah, through COVID and through other reasons, the event has been on a very low ebb. So this year, the different life-saving clubs and the different movements have all joined forces really, and even Canoeing South Africa has been really proactive in getting us back onto the water soonest. And I think out of all other sports, we were back on the water before any other sports have been there, because they've been proactive and having followed the protocols and doing everything correctly. So we as this little club we're actually the first club back on the water since CSA have approved and got us back on the water through COVID-19. So a lot of these events we thought wouldn't happen, and we are so pleased that we have such a great turnout. We've got 162 paddlers registered and 52 runners to do the event this year. So the runners, I know, will be an all-time record. The paddlers, we're not there, but based on the life where we're at with COVID and everything else, this is really great. I think the last reasonable entry was only 70 paddlers, so this is fantastic. So we're all too excited.
Hi, my name is Hank McGregor. I am 11 times world champion, canoe world champion, and I'll be competing tomorrow in one of the oldest surf ski races in the world called the Scottburgh to Brighton. It's a 46.5 kilometer race. We start at Scottburgh, go out to sea, basically run parallel to the coast, up the coast to a Mamsentoti beach, come around into a Mamsentoti beach, run around a checkpoint on the beach for safety and tradition, and then head out to sea and make our way north for about another 18 kilometers until we hit Brighton Beach, and then we'll pull in there, and that will be the finish. Hopefully we're still intact. I'm paddling with my wife for the first time, and it's her first race, and thoroughly looking forward to it. I think the conditions are looking perfect. We're gonna have a slight following wind, and yeah, super excited, and wishing everybody the best of luck.
Scottburgh Brighton is a unique event. Like I say, and it always takes place from Scottburgh to Brighton when we have a compulsory check-in point at Amamsam Toti. In the old days we used to have a 10-minute check-in point compulsory stop, and that was done away in later years. But when you would come in and stop, you'd be shivering, shaking because it's a cold winter's morning, and you'd have a cup of tea or whatever else. There were no fancy energy drinks and things back then, and you'd end up being so stiff you could hardly start again. But you'd get going, and if you'd plug off into the wind or with the wind onto Brighton. So I've done it probably from the age of 14 or 15 myself, in sporadic sessions, never every year, but I've always loved the event. Sometimes it's been in our favour, and sometimes it's been really tough against the elements, with the wind blowing against us, the sea really big, and of course always not having trained enough.
Ngize for registration for canoeing for race ekhona kusasa. Kusho ukuthi ngizobe ngigwedla ngihamba ngedwa long course lokude total race nje sike Scottburgh eyakhona eBrighton.
The COVID has made things very difficult, firstly with the social distancing, wearing these masks, and just interaction with one another. So we're very lucky with paddling. You know, we because we're paddling with quite big boats and big paddles, the actual spacing, we're never really on top of each other. So not like if you were running or cycling, we're in a close-knit bunch and things like that. So from that aspect it tends not to be too much of a threat, but it makes things difficult to get things going. Typically this race we would have entered before and just arrived on the beach, signed up and checked our equipment and got on the water. You know, now you have to check your temperature, you check that you're healthy, go through a quiz, sign that you acknowledge it. We need to sanitize, and we need to be responsible to make sure we're not all over other people. So even in the start lines we will spread out a bit further than normal, we will stagger the starts, and we'd keep our social distance at best. So
I'm Josh Finn, and today was my first Scottburgh to Brighton, so glad to tick that one off the bucket list. It was 46 Ks, we had a tailwind, so luckily we had some help on the way. First 30 Ks was kind of just like seeing where everyone's at, take the fitness out. From Toti, managed to get on the wave in front of the guys and just make it back out. And then from there, kind of just held the gap. Had to keep a steady pace so I didn't blow, and that was about that.
Sport and life, we are natural social beings, so it makes it a little distant, but it's still so great to be able to see your friends and that. So that's what we really like about it. We were able to get out there and train together, sweat together, and the social side is not where it could be, but where we'd like it to be. But hopefully if everybody does behave in a responsible fashion, we will get back there sooner than later. For the guys that are fitter and have done the training at that time, they've got through it a whole lot easier. But a really special event. We'd already encourage any other decent paddler or paddler who wants to set a goal and next year get ready for it and come and join us to do the Scottburgh Brighton. We have On Point Waterfront to give in the guys burger and beer at the finish. We have Harper Shore giving us 5,000 rand towards our medals and some other spot prizes for lucky draw. And of course Toti Brewery with a whole lot of beers and towels and that on sponsorship, and the cost of setting up a whole lot of other things for getting the event to take place amongst all the others. So there are a lot of small little sponsors that go with us as well over and above that, but just putting it out there, a lot of money is going back into this event. A lot of it's going to go into prize money. All the guys who entered early are getting t-shirts, and like I say, it's really wonderful. You're paying $400 or $450 for an entry, and you're getting 600 rands worth of goodie bags or stuff back, even without having your medal included in an actual event. So that's what we're giving back to the sport, so we're really delighted. Yeah, my name's Stan Whiting. As I say, I'm a business owner. Rotex my company, but we love a lot of sports, life-saving, canoeing and the likes, and we love to give back. So that's why we do this, to give back to the community.
How's it? I'm Josh, and you're watching Fartlek.tv.
My name is Ngale Shange, and I'm going to the Olympics in Czech Republic in the 11th and the 12th of September, and you're watching Fartlek.tv.
Hi, I'm Stan Whiting and you're watching fartleg.tv. Thank you.
Fartleg.tv, known for speed play, powered by Wosi Creations.